Hey everyone, welcome to the Monday night live stream with yours truly, Tara Smiling. Uh, I never know if I should wait until people get in here to really start picking up, but I'm just gonna say, you know what? I'll just sit here and chat with myself. Hey, whoever just came in. So tonight, I forgot to change the title of the live stream to reflect exactly what it is that I want to talk about today. But I'll just go ahead and tell you now. I thought we might talk about goals tonight. So I can start by sharing a little bit of, or a few of the goals that I have. Hey, Jasmine, how's it going? I'm doing okay, thanks. How are you? It's so nice to see you. I've really enjoyed going back and forth in the comments with you. Your comments are so thoughtful, and I really appreciate that. It's always nice to see correspondence from you. So I was just saying, I'm not sure if you came in and heard exactly what I was talking about, but I thought a good topic for tonight might be goals. So let me know in the chat what exactly, and hey, whoever joined, let me know in the chat if you have any goals that you want to prioritize in your life right now. And I want to start by saying I am feeling so much better than I was feeling last week when I said I was struggling. That was the darn truth. I have had a ketamine treatment session in between that session where I said I was struggling last Monday and now. And I feel so much better than I was feeling. Plus, I feel like just as a function of focusing on the things I focused on, like talking with my therapist, telling my nurse practitioner that I was having cravings and struggling, talking with friends, talking with family, writing about it, making videos, doing all the things that I did really, really helped me to feel better. So now that I'm feeling pretty good, pretty level, pretty neutral, I stopped to think today, so now what? Now what? One of the gifts of recovery is that we have time and energy that we're not spending chasing our tail and putting into our addiction, or our mental health condition, whatever that may be. I know it's different for everyone's drug of choice is different. Everyone's mental health conditions are different. But one thing we all have in common is that we're human. And okay, Jasmine, you have a comment. Me too. I love talking about mental health. Me too. It's my favorite topic. I like talking about substance misuse recovery too, but now that I'm 2.5 years in to my recovery, I am noticing that my mental health is where the focus needs to be because I don't have drugs and alcohol as my crutch anymore. So I'm left with me, and my mental health is what I need to focus on. So I definitely relate to that, Jasmine. I love talking about mental health. You have so many amazing strategies, Tara. Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate that. And I love putting more in my tool belt. It's like we can never have enough coping mechanisms and strategies to help us through the tough times. So thank you. I appreciate that. And I think I have more than I've shared. It's just I tend to share the ones that I use. So I'm getting better at like carrying a pen and having my notebook easily accessible so that as new things come up or I have ideas for creations, I can jot them down. Slow-mo in the house. What's up, Slow-mo? It's so nice to see you here. Mental health is a super important conversation. I agree, Slow-mo. And mental health is, an overarching topic. I feel like in all the recovery channels, all recovery meetings, all things recovery, there's this underlying theme of mental health, and it's often glazed over. And the focus seems to be substance misuse. oftentimes, I tend to believe that underneath all of that is mental health. And so focusing on how we can improve our mental health will keep us safe from wanting to fall back on previous behaviors and coping mechanisms that we used to have. Jasmine, totally agree with that. I'm always learning so many new tools in therapy. 100%. And I don't know about you, Jasmine. I would be interested to know your thoughts on this. Sometimes it's almost too much. Sometimes my therapist has so many ideas and things for me to try. It's like, okay, I appreciate you sharing that with me. I don't know if I'm ready or have the capacity to actually integrate this. I love the idea. I just don't know if I'm ready for that yet. So, if you experience that or if anybody experiences that, I would be super interested because therapy is great. Sometimes I think my therapist is just, she sees the potential and she sees that I'm eventually going to be capable of doing everything that she wants and that I want. Ultimately though, and this is the point that I want to make today. Hey everyone who just came in, goals are our own to create. Goals are not something that other people can set for us. Although they can make suggestions, goals are something that have to come from within if they're going to be effective. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to tell you and just kind of make a proclamation that I have a few goals in my life that I've really been wanting to accomplish. And they're simple, they're not even huge goals. I've done them before. And in fact, I did them quite a bit in my disease, in my addiction. So the first huge goal that I have that I haven't actually gotten back to yet since I've been in recovery, clean and sober, no drugs and alcohol for over 2.5 years. And I haven't surfed a single time. We could talk about why this is. And after I get to some of the comments, and I will backtrack and tell you exactly why I think I haven't surfed in a couple of years, but it makes me really sad that I haven't. So we'll circle back to that. And also some of the other goals, but I don't want to get too lost in the comments. So let me see what's going on over here and then we'll get back to my goals. And please, if you have goals that you want to accomplish, feel free to make a proclamation right here, right now, tonight, that it's something that you want to do. I'm going to leave it at that for now, and we can kind of expand on how to set a goal as we move forward. Not everything works for everyone. Agreed, agreed. What works for me might not work for you. You're absolutely right. And what works for you might trigger me. That happens to me quite a bit. I won't share any of the gruesome details, and maybe we'll get into it more, but I want the focus of tonight to be a little bit more positive, a little bit more light. And of course, if you're struggling, I want you to feel free to share that too. I just feel like I've transitioned a little bit, and I don't really have a sob story or struggle bus story to share with you this evening. I just want to encourage people who might be feeling that way and share with you what my intentions are in the upcoming weeks. Jasmine has a few things that really work well for her, and she's sticking to these. That seems like a really good strategy, and I can relate to that. That's why I talk about some of the same things often, like therapy. That's one that really resonates with me. It works well, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Slow Mo says it can be overwhelming to take the tools and put them into practice. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And so many people have so much knowledge. And like Jasmine was saying, what works for me might not work for you. And what works for my therapist might not work for me. And what works for my nurse practitioner might not work for me. You know, my nurse practitioner has been urging me to get back into 12 step. And I'm definitely open to going back to 12 step, but at the same time, wanting to focus on the solution. And that is a 12-step concept, focusing on the solution. I just find that sometimes certain groups tend to focus on the war stories more than the solution. And so if I do get back into 12 step, I'd really like to find the right groups, the right meetings with the right people to support me finding my solution, even more intimately than I have found it to be at this point in time. Slow mo. So proud of you for 2.5 years, Tara. I'm watching a surfing show right now. Slow mo, are you a surfer? That's awesome. Marky Rizzo in the house. Hello, my pretties. That's a really thoughtful thing to say, Marky. I'm so glad to see your face in here. I'm gonna say that again right into the camera because I I want to make sure that I'm not just looking at the comments. I'm so happy to see your face in here, Marky. It's always nice to see you. How's the quality tonight? Is it any different than last week? Because I made a couple tweaks and I'm wondering if there's a noticeable improvement at all. So Marky Mark says slow mo. Jasmine says, I want to get back to my hobbies that make me happy. True that, I can relate. Now that I'm medicated or that I've stabilized the system, as my psychologist says, totally, yeah, and I can relate to this. Since I've started ketamine therapy, I've been operating at sort of a neutral baseline, which is a few points up from where I was operating before ketamine treatment. And I've noticed that the ease at which I'm able to engage in activities has increased. And so it makes it easier for me to get out and do things. I feel lighter on my feet. I actually went to the beach yesterday for the first time in quite some time, and it was nice just to stick my feet on the rocks and sit. And I FaceTimed with a few friends, and that was a really, really nice space to be in. I haven't had the energy to drag myself to the beach in months, and I didn't feel like I had to drag myself yesterday. I went at the suggestion of a really good friend who knows me well, and asked a simple question because I was feeling kind of down on myself, like, why haven't I gone to the beach? And she said, what if you went right now and just stuck your feet in the sand? And the tide was super high, so I couldn't really stick my feet in the sand at the particular section of beach that I went to, but I took my sandals off, put them on the rocks, and that was really, really nice. I feel energized and grounded today. Slow mo misses the beach. Are you close to a beach, slow mo, that you'd be able to go? Or are you more inland? I love the beach too, Jasmine. It's my happy place. It's been a while since I've been there. The beach is kind of triggering to me because I used to use a lot of marijuana on the beach. And I think it was just the place that I was in life. I tended to attract people who also used marijuana. And so I got offered weed and given weed a lot on the beach. And so sometimes if I'm having a hard time, I find myself hesitating. Plus, I've gone to the beach plenty of times not feeling so hot. And I think it makes a single woman or a single person a target to show up places like that alone. I've had some creepy encounters before with people when I wasn't feeling so hot. So yesterday felt like a big development in terms of showing up for myself and feeling comfortable enough with myself and secure enough in myself to put myself in a situation that I knew could potentially be triggering, but it ended up being really, I hesitate to say the word healing, but I think that's accurate. it felt healing, like progress was made in my recovery because I did that. So slow-mo is inland. Marky's surrounded by a beach. Ooh. And Jasmine says the beach is so good for my mental health. Oh, I missed. What did I miss? Rolling, I got Jasmine on my mind. Marky's singing a song. Name that tune. Can anybody name that tune? I don't know that one, Marky. Yeah, the beach is very good for my mental health, usually. Like I said, sometimes it can be triggering and it's not always the best place for me to be, but it's usually a very good place for me to be. Slow-mo used to be on the beach. He's inland now. Okay, so that's why slow-mo maybe have you thought about maybe taking a beach trip sometime soon? Taking your wife to um, stick her toes in the sand? She probably loves the beach too. I would guess she's missing it too. Salt life for sure, Marky. I didn't go in. I'm also surrounded by beach. Very cold water though. Like I wish that the temperature of the well, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the water being really cold because something Jasmine and I were talking about in the comments was the cold water therapy. Marky, have you done cold water therapy or slow-mo? That sounds right up your alley, Marky, like ice baths and things like that. Jasmine and I were talking about that in the comments, and I didn't think about you, Marky, until just right now. Now I'm like, I bet you Marky has been uh, down that road before. Hell yeah, Marky says. Marky, what was it like? Did you go to a retreat? Did you make an ice bath yourself? What was that like? I'm sorry the beach is triggering. Thanks, Jasmine. But I think as the more times that I go in recovery, the more dampened that effect will become. I really appreciate your support. It's so nice to have you here with us. Marky, because I live by the beach, I hardly go. Funny how that works. Right, Marky? I'm really close to the beach too, and yet it had been literally months, probably 2 months since I've been to the beach. Yeah, good for the soul. Jasmine, you live by the beach too? Right on. We got a lot of coastal beings in the house tonight. Fountains of the deep. Jasmine, you've always lived by the beach? Nice. That's really nice. I have not always lived by the beach. I've lived here for almost a year now, but Jasmine, I don't know if you know this, but I lived in my car for about 5 years and traveled all over the United States, Canada, Mexico, and then I ended up experiencing some difficult times. Ran in to the wrong people, was hanging out with hoodlums during the end of my addiction and got myself into a really dangerous situation, like multiple dangerous situations at the same time. And so I've taken a step back from travel and I live in a safe space now, getting my life back together. But I think it's really cool that you've lived on the beach forever. I was born in the Midwest. So I've moved a lot. I've lived in a lot of different places before. I'm like a nomadic soul by raise and by nature, both. So a year's a long time for me to spend in one place. Fountains of the deep, the springs of Florida, the fountain of youth. Marky, there are so many springs in Florida that I have yet to be to. And I'm a big spring goer. That's one thing I used to love doing when I lived in my car was spring hop. I never paid for water. I got all my water at springs, freshwater springs, which, by the way, findaspring.com is a great resource if you're interested in finding fresh spring water. You can put in your zip code and find the closest spring near you. I loved going to hot springs too and soaking, or a warm spring to soak. It's been a while since I've done that too. I need an adventure buddy who's down to go for a hike. There's one not too far away from me, but I don't want to go alone. I used to be a solo sort of loner adventurer, but those days are long gone and I much prefer to be with people now. When I lived at the beach, Slow-Mo said, I literally lived there, went every day. Nice, Slow-Mo, that's the way to do it. The springs in Florida, the fountain of youth, yes. Jasmine always has. Okay, so I skipped over some stuff, but I'm back on track now. Fountains of the deep. That makes me think there's like springs that you can dive into, you know. I want to go to a spring like that. I've always been to really shallow springs. I've never come up on a spring that you could dive into before. I've seen pictures, but I don't know if they're real. Jasmine says, I'm so glad your relationship with the beach is better now. Yeah, me too. I think, did I read this one already? I don't know, but I think said, or I thought, and if I didn't say it, I'll say it again, that as I desensitize myself and have more experiences in recovery, clean and sober on the beach, it'll get better with time. Oh, that must be music, Marky. You're talking Black Rob Jasmine. I'm not familiar with that one. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna take a photograph of it. Bear with me while I document, or I can write it down. I have a piece of paper and pen. Black Rob. That reminds me of like Rob Zombie or something like that. I'm sure it's not the same. Where do you live, Tara? I'm in California, Jasmine. I hesitate to give you any more information than that because we're live on YouTube. But if you email me, my email, I just made a new email. It's Tara.realrecovery, REALRECOVERY @gmail.com. If you email me, I can give you more information about exactly where I live. I would feel comfortable giving it to you, but I don't want to blast out my exact location. I'm in California. Oh no, I lost my spot. Yeah, slow-mo. Get to the beach with your wife. I'm sure she would love it. I don't want to tell you what to do, but I encourage you 100% to go to the beach. Yeah, Jasmine. Is there really a song called Jasmine? How did I not know this? Marky's full of interesting information like this, Jasmine. I'll bet you it's a pretty good song too. Like if it's in Marky's sphere of knowledge, I would be interested to know what it's all about, what it sounds like. I wonder if it's on Spotify. Ice baths are invigorating, says Slow-Mo. Jasmine says, I'll let you know when I try a cold shower. Please do. There's actually a lot of research on cold ice therapy. I know, I've heard about it. And I think I told you that I have tried cold showers. I could never fully sink into them. I never got past the point where it felt good or relaxing, but I'm open. You know, and even I took a shower today and I thought about it and I was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm kind of like dragging my heels on that, but I'm going to write that on my goals list. You know, I'm not going to jump right to the ice baths, but cold shower. How long, Jasmine or anybody, Marky, do the cold showers have to last to be effective in terms of improving mental health? Slow-mo, I'm glad you're building a better relationship with the beach, Tara. It takes a lot of resilience. Thank you, Slow-mo. I think it takes resilience to build a true recovery, any type of recovery, whether it be substance misuse or mental health conditions. It's like resilience is the word. Marky, we bought a trough from Tracker Supply and filled it with water and ice. I knew you would have done something like that, Marky. Do you still do this, Marky, or has it been a while? Let's not talk about the bags. We can talk about the bags if you want, Marky. Maybe when it gets to a break, I'll tell a story about a bag experience that I had. I'm just jotting it down. I don't have a story off the top of my head. I've got a lot of stories, but I don't might be kind of embarrassing for someone like Jasmine. She might not wanna hear a bag story. Uh, what made you travel so much? Jasmine, that's a good question. Um, so I wanted to take an adventure, and I don't know if you're on Instagram, but I documented a lot of that adventure over on Instagram. I kick myself because a lot of it was in stories, and I wonder if I'll repurpose the stories someday to but it might be kind of hard to look at it too because I was like super in my addiction at that point. But I wanted to take an adventure. And to be completely transparent, the adventure is still in me. I'm just pretty burnt out from being on the move for 5 years. So it's nice to be able to take a break and just to be and not have to constantly think about the next place and being on the move. So, Jasmine, I thought I was going to be on the road for about 3 months and do like hostel hopping and explore cities. But what ended up happening was I discovered dispersed camping and ended up meeting someone, a girl in, um, where did we met in Washington after I had gotten back from Canada. And I was pretty down to just like hang out with her because I had been alone for about 2 months at this point, or 6 weeks maybe at this point. And she had a schedule and I didn't. I was completely open and she wanted to go to Yosemite. And so, long story short, I went to Yosemite with her, ended up meeting some climbers at a campfire. Like they invited us to their campfire that night and started rock climbing in Yosemite, of all places. I feel truly blessed to have had that opportunity. And I just kept climbing and traveling the climbing circuit. And then I started surfing and doing that. And so it was like one thing led to another, and I really didn't want to stop. But eventually, like I said, stuff hit the fan, and I decided it was time to get off the road for a while. Perhaps I'll tell more of that story. Um, Maybe on this stream, maybe in a different video. I'm not sure. I'm just making notes here. Um, Bag dumps for life, Slow-mo says. I I'm embarrassed that that came up because of me and that it's come back. It's come back in full vengeance. Natural springs are amazing. I 100% agree. And if you've never been to one, I highly recommend it. Righteous Monkey, howdy. You're finishing up some work? Oh, cool. Righteous Monkey, what do you do for you eBay stuff? Are you doing eBay stuff? I've seen that in the background and I haven't heard you talk about it, but I was in Daniel's live stream, Veterans with Anxiety. Not you, Daniel, the other Daniel, Veterans with Anxiety. And he was asking you some questions about eBay. And so I was wondering, is that what you're talking about when you say that you're finishing up some work? Jasmine, do you work, Tara? You present in such a clean, professional, functional way. I mean that as a huge compliment. I've been told I present way more functional than I probably am. Yeah, Jasmine, I definitely have been told that I'm highly functioning, and I don't really know how I feel about that phrase. Um, right now, okay, so there's a mishmash of things that I do for money. For the past year and a half, sans the past 2 months, I have been delivering for Instacart and Uber Eats as a way to make money. But actually, the past 2 months or so, like almost 3 months, I haven't been working because I started collecting money on a project that I completed in 2020 and hadn't been paid on yet. So this person, um, I I made a mistake. I should have got 50% of the cost that he owed me upfront and 50% before finishing the project, but I trusted that he was going to pay me. And actually, kind of like backtracking on why I stopped traveling, this all kind of feeds in together. And I want to stay up on the comments. So perhaps we'll get back to this full circle. But long story short, that person that owed me a bunch of money is finally paying me. I have 4 more months of getting installments of what he owes me. So thank God. I just like I could still be delivering for Instacart, and I probably will here. I just was so burnt out on Instacart after a year and a half and not quite ready to go into a normal job with the state of my mental health. But now with ketamine treatment and the way I've been feeling, it's like becoming more of a reality that I might be able to ease my way into working again. I'd really like to have my own independent business similar to what I did in 2020. But I actually completed a peer support specialist training a couple months ago, and I'm considering going into that line of work. So, considering is an understatement. I'm convinced that I'm going to go into peer support. I take my test in January. I haven't selected the date yet. I need to really schedule that test. There's no availability in December. So, to answer your question, I do a mishmash of things. I'm trained as an engineer. I worked in engineering for several years before I quit my job to travel. And so now I'm more independent, albeit a mishmash of different types of things. And I started delivering for Instacart as a way to bridge the gap between that period of time where I was getting paid from that project I did in 2020 until now. Jasmine says, "Hey, Daniel, congrats on 5 years." Wow, righteous monkey, have you been clean and sober for 5 years or in recovery for 5 years? I hesitate to use that term clean and sober because I know recovery is different for everyone. So let me rephrase that. You've been in recovery for 5 years. I think that's awesome. And I would be interested to know how you define recovery. Like, I'm trying to get back because I come from like an AA background, totally brainwashed to think that recovery was being clean and sober. But now, having gone through peer support specialist training, I realized that recovery is different and unique to everyone. So I'd be interested to know how you define recovery. And that goes for everyone in the chat. I'm interested to know what recovery means to you. Righteous Monkey says, "Thanks, Jazz. Hope you've been well." Jasmine's awesome. I'm so glad that I'm pretty sure I remember Jasmine saying early on in our conversation, Daniel, that she found my channel because of the shout out that you gave on my channel. So I want to give you a big shout out right now. Righteous Monkey is the channel. His name is Daniel. He's got a fantastic channel. He really does a lot of outreach and is doing great things in the community. So if you've probably heard of Righteous Monkey already. I just found him a couple weeks ago and I'm so glad that we connected. I love seeing his content come up. And if you haven't heard of him, go check out his channel. It's Righteous Monkey. Of course, Tara, I understand. I wish this is where the replying to previous messages would come in handy. I appreciate the sentiment, Jasmine. It Feel free to remind me what exactly you're talking about because I got behind in the comments. I didn't mean to do that. Hey Dan, what's up? I see you just popped in. Always nice to see you here, friend. Oh, let me talk. Let me talk into the camera instead of talking to the comments. Dan, I'm so glad you you popped in. It's always nice to see you. Shout out Rob Zombie. Yeah, totally. That's what that band that Marky brought up. I'm sure they don't sound anything alike, but the name, what was it, Black Rob, reminded me of Rob Zombie. Jasmine will send me some of the research on ice therapy. Right on, Jasmine. Yeah, feel free to send that my way. I would be really interested to see what you have. And California is beautiful, Jasmine. It's truly gorgeous. I actually, I got some footage of the beach yesterday and I posted it in shorts, but then I was like, wait, this isn't exactly how I want to present it. And I deleted it. So I'll post it again. I just wasn't sure if it was like appropriate to share on the channel. It's just so different. But let me know if you want to see the beach footage that I got yesterday. I share a lot of that kind of stuff over on my Instagram, but I got cold feet yesterday as I was going through the process because I was like, it's so different from the stuff that I've posted so far. So yeah, if you want to see the beach footage that I got yesterday, let me know. Slow-mo's watching surfers in Oceanside, Cali. It's such a beautiful beach. Yeah, Oceanside's legit. I'm pretty sure Oceanside is wait, I'm spacing out. Is Oceanside near LA or is that San Diego? I cannot remember. I think it's LA, which I'm not a huge fan of LA, but I feel like I remember Oceanside being really pretty. Never get out of the shower until you feel relaxed. Apparently that's the key. Am I like really behind? Okay, Jasmine, I believe you and I want to try it. Marky hasn't done the ice bath therapy since April. Who else has done ice bath therapy that's in here? I want to know that. Jasmine's up for any stories. Okay, okay, Jasmine. I'll tell you some stories. I've got lots of stories. And she says I can't shock her with anything, but I think the bag dump might be kind of shocking. Down home in the house. Hey, down home. It's nice to see you here. How was your shift at work the other day? And how are you feeling today? As a refresher, if you weren't here in the beginning, today I'm really interested in goals. So I shared one of my goals. I plan on sharing some of my other goals in the stream once I get through these comments because I'm far behind. But I would like to know what some of your goals that you want to accomplish are. What are you looking forward to, or what are some things that maybe have slipped a little bit and that you'd like to get back to? So one thing I've shared so far is surfing. For me, I haven't surfed since I've been in recovery, and so surfing is on the top of my goal list. I need to get my rear in gear on the surfing. Marky, this is the private chat. What happens in Kimberly's stays at Kimberly's. Right, but we're not at Kimberly's and this is not coming down. So I want to plug Kimmy's channel. Kimmy's Playhouse is a really fun chat. She streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays around this time, sometimes a little bit earlier. Super fun, super inappropriate at times, but if you feel like engaging with supportive lighthearted community. Kimmy's Playhouse is great. Jasmine, you've lived an interesting life, Tara. Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate that. Sometimes it's hard to know what people mean when they say interesting, but from you, I will take it as a compliment. Climbing in Yosemite sounds amazing. It truly is slow mo. You know how we talk about bunker crew, and for people who haven't heard about bunker crew before, it's a concept that came up in Kimmy's Playhouse. And bunker crew, uh, we talk about the end of the world sometimes and how we need to create a community of people who are prepared for the end of the world, essentially, some sort of Armageddon type event. Slow mo, please feel free to chime in and add any details that I might be forgetting here. Um, the reason I brought that up is because we've talked about taking a tour to pick different people up along the route to bring them to the bunker. And I think climbing in Yosemite or just being in Yosemite in general would be a really fun part of that tour. Yosemite is one of my favorite places in the world. It's been a while since I've been there. I actually haven't been there in my recovery yet. Okay, so Righteous Monkey is finishing eBay listings. I had a feeling that's what you were doing, Righteous Monkey. How long have you been doing eBay? Oh, let me ask you again while I look into your eyes. How long have you been doing eBay? Down Home posted some acoustic guitar work. I really like how they turned out. Okay, so if you have been around in this community for a while, Down Home is somebody that you've seen around. And if you have not checked out his channel, I personally did not know that Down Home had his own channel until just a couple days ago. I clicked on his profile photo and it took me to his channel. I was like, what? He has a channel? And he is so unbelievably talented. I love listening to his music. And he expressed that he wants to start telling more stories. Um, and I wish that you would Down Home. I would love to see you talk more about what you're going through and sharing stories and things like that. So I just want to encourage you Down Home to do stuff like that. And if you haven't seen Down Home's performances of the music that he plays, I highly encourage you to go check him out. Righteous Monkey wants to know how Dan's doing and how he's been. And thank God Dan says he's been great, he's doing good, and hopes that Daniel's doing good too. Yeah, yeah, Righteous Monkey. You said it before I did. Down Home, gonna check it out, man. Love your guitar work. I do too. I do too. I don't know. Is it the banjo that you play sometimes too? It's so soulful and I really like it. Methadone and energy drinks right now. Righteous Monkey says, right on, right on. I'm not an energy drink kind of girl. I do coffee. Oh, and that reminds me, I need to stay hydrated because I didn't do that very well last time. You're welcome, sir. Righteous Monkey. Dan, you didn't know that Daniel, Righteous Monkey, has a channel? Yeah, it's really good. I think it would be right up your alley too. He like talks to people who are experiencing homelessness and helps them out. And it's a really beautiful thing to see someone being brave enough to extend a hand to help people. I haven't gone back far to watch stuff, but the newer stuff that you're putting out is really inspiring. I hope that someday I can feel brave enough to do similar type of work. I've worked so I volunteer for an organization called SB Act, and we work with the unhoused population as well. But I always am in a group, like I'm never alone like you are when I'm interacting with people who are experiencing homelessness. So serious kudos to you for the bravery and kindness that you for the bravery that you have and the kindness that you show to people out there. Slomo wants to see the beach footage. Okay, I'll post it. I'll post it. Marky, my Instagram is Tara Smiling. And I've been oscillating for a while now between like, you know how bots follow you and so you'll lose like people when their accounts get deleted. I've been oscillating and not really trying I haven't been posting a lot on Instagram. And so I've been oscillating between like 668 followers down to 665 and like it will land on 666 sometimes. So I'm like, please, if there's anybody in here who's interested in following me on Instagram, please, because I want to get past that number and just be like away from that number. Instagram, by the way, is way different. You can see a lot of the content that I used to post from when I was traveling, the different places I've been and the climbing locations. Like I said earlier, I posted a lot of my content in stories and I kick myself now because it's not visible. So I wonder if maybe I'll repurpose it just to maybe to tell the story or something like that. Jasmine says, yes, I do. California beaches are gorgeous. Venice Beach is so pretty. California beaches are gorgeous. I'm personally not, Venice Beach is beautiful. The LA vibe is like, LA is not the same as it used to be. Plus, my car got broken into in LA. That's a story I could tell you all about. That was a crazy story. Righteous Monkey. Doing these videos keeps me sober. I try to get something up almost every day. Yeah, Righteous Monkey, you're pumping out the content. You put out multiple things per day, and I'm like, I don't know how he does it. Same with Nicole, discovering Nicole. I don't know how y'all put out so much. I aspire to be able to pump out content like that, but I am working on it. Oceanside's near San Diego. Okay, yeah, I feel like I remember. I like San Diego. I like San Diego is beautiful. I'm just not a huge fan of LA. Yeah, Dan, Fentanyl Anonymous, I think you would really like Righteous Monkey's stuff. No, you can't shock me. I'll bet you Marky can shock you. I might not be able to shock you, but I'll bet you Marky can. Marky shocks me sometimes. What's this bag dump talk? Righteous Monkey, we'll get to it. I'm responsible for the bag dump conversation, but we haven't covered what that is here. A couple people in the chat know what this is, and I'm hesitant. I'm embarrassed to bring it up right now. It rolled off my tongue like no big thing in Kimmy's Playhouse chat, but it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, Marky's laughing because he knows. Kimmy's Playhouse is in the house. Hey, Kimmy. I missed some stuff though. It like went forward and then it went back. Okay, Jasmine, I have stories that would shock you. Okay, we want to hear your stories, Jasmine. If you've got stories, how about let's start with the most shocking thing that you have to share because this crowd loves shockers. And I wonder if you can shock Marky. Tara said she has a bag dump story. I'm assuming weed. Good guess, but no. But she didn't think that I'd want to hear it as I'm a normie. It's not about drugs. It's worse. Bunker crew, slow mo says. Yeah, Marky, not exactly. You're not oblivious, Jasmine. It's just you would not expect it at all. Yeah, righteous monkey, you've never heard that term because I made it up. Daniel, are you doing anything special today to celebrate your 5-year recovery? Is today, I have been out of the loop. Is today your 5-year anniversary? I haven't watched any YouTube today. If it is, Daniel, happy birthday. I don't know if you call it a birthday, but that's how I was programmed in AA. So 5 years is a freaking long time. My brother just celebrated 5 years too. I'm halfway there. That's a long time, Daniel. I'm really impressed. I'm very proud of you. Righteous Monkey's working. His pups need them treats. What kind of treats do you feed them, Daniel? Probably get some sushi tomorrow. Nice. What do you order when you go? I'm a sashimi girl, and it's been quite some time since I've had sushi, but I love just a bunch of wasabi in the soy sauce, and sashimi is my jam. I could eat it all day. I could eat it every day, I think. Jasmine says, sounds nice, mate. It does sound nice. Kimmy, hey Tara, hi everyone working, so I'll be in and out as able. Right on, Kimmy. It's so nice to see you pop in and out. I was just talking about your channel, and then Marky and Slow-Mo threw me under the bus and brought up the bag dump, and now people want to know what that's all about. Righteous Monkey says, when I was in rehab, they let me take a course at the U of A. I used to live in Arizona, Righteous Monkey. I don't know if I don't think I've shared that with you, but I went to ASU. I think I saw you at A Mountain one time, and I was like, yeah, that's right, go Devils. But so you took a course at the U of A to get my recovery support specialist certificate. Interesting. About a month after I got out, I got a job as a life coach. Oh, really? Righteous Monkey, is that, do you do that too, along with eBay? Marky's eating another Hershey's pretzel. Mark, oh man. Oh, I got it. Okay. Marky, have you found that after the fast, now are you eating like the same amount of dessert type foods that you were eating compared to before the fast, or are you eating more or the same? Did that for a year and a half, says Righteous Monkey. Left to start my own business, reselling clothing on eBay in 2019. Been doing it since. Why did you stop life coaching, Righteous Monkey, if I can ask? What drove you to shift to reselling clothing? Because I'm on the opposite end and I'm about to start peer support specialist work. And I wonder if it's going to be emotionally too much for me. How many cups of coffee do I drink a day, Jasmine? About 2 every day. I It's a part of my routine. I was just talking with someone about this the other day. I don't really feel like it wakes me up. It's kind of a relaxing thing. I just like to feel cozy with it in the morning, like a security blanket. What about you, Jasmine? How many cups do you drink a day? Righteous Monkey says, "Thanks, Tara. My old stuff is pretty lame, so you're not missing out." Well, now that you say that, I feel like I want to go check it out. I got to turn this down. It's too bright. Jasmine, I'll follow you on Insta. Thanks, Jasmine. It's completely different content, but I would love to just not be at that number anymore. Uh-oh, is it choppy? I was hoping that the quality would be better this time because I made a couple of adjustments. LA is a portal. We talk about portals sometimes. Connection's fine over here. Okay, that's good. Slow mo, can you remind me how you define the word portal? Tara, you're number one at number two. I don't get it. Sometimes I'm slow, Marky. Not that. No, not that kind of shocker, Marky. I don't know what you're talking about. Jasmine says, shock us, Marky. He will. Careful. I mean, now I feel like, Marky, you've got a challenge on your hands. Um, the floor is yours if you'd like to shock the crew this evening. Now you're on the spot. What's Marky gonna say? Maybe my stories aren't shocking. Jasmine says, I can't share them as they are personal and related to my family. That's fair, Jasmine. That's fair. You don't have to share anything you don't want to. Kimmy says, Marky, we somehow always corrupt people. Yeah, Jasmine, I'm gonna say it again. If you ever care to really hear some shocking material, Kimmy's Playhouse is a great place for that. We have fun over on her live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Uh, a little bit earlier than this time. She usually goes on about 3:30 my time. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat. And that's Pacific time. So I think it's like 6 Eastern or 5 Eastern, 5:30. Sushi is amazing, Jasmine. I agree with you. What do you get? Marky's in a mood. Okay, Marky. You're welcome to be in a mood here anytime. Bring it. I haven't heard. Oh, maybe I've heard a couple goals. So, just to recap, in the beginning of this stream, I started talking about goals that I have now that I'm feeling more stable and I'm not struggling as much. I want to focus on some positive things in my recovery. And one thing I've shared so far is surfing, getting back on my board. I don't, I haven't made it into an actual goal. Like, has anybody heard of SMART goals before? There's other ways to make goals too, but I really like the concept of SMART goals. And if I get caught up on the comments, I might um, do a little summary of what a SMART goal is. But what I'm curious about is if y'all have goals that you're working on or things that you want to accomplish that maybe you haven't done in your sobriety, maybe an adventure that you want to take. Morrison Slow Mo shared that he wants to go to the beach. And so I would consider that to be a goal. I think that's a pretty cool thing to want to embark on. So if you have a goal, let me know in the chat what your goals are. I have a couple more to share, but I want to get caught up in the comments. Jasmine, Kimmy, that's funny. Kimmy's hilarious. It would be nice to see you over in Kimmy's stream, Jasmine. Slow-mo, you are so innocent. You really are. I think you're more innocent than I am. Maybe I'm not that innocent. I don't know. It's like I get the jokes, so does that make me that innocent? Like Britney. Kimmy says we're in for it. Yeah, when Marky says he's in a mood, you better brace yourself, Jasmine. You'll come to learn. I haven't seen anything too shocking this evening, but I'm bracing myself, like Kimmy just said. Don't poke at the bear. But we're welcoming it. I feel like, I feel like when we encourage Marky to shock us, it's like that doesn't work. It has to be more organic. Plus, I think Kimmy's topics, the things that Kimmy talks about, are a little more easy to get shocking with. Slow-mo, after the fast, I'm eating way less. Okay, I was wondering about that, like if you were eating more. And Slow-mo, are you eating the same type of foods that you were eating prior? Or has your diet changed at all since the fast? Marquis says, I ruined my strength. Oh my gosh, my friend just texted me and she's at urgent care. That's no bueno. I hope she's okay. Um, Marky says, I ruined my strength. It killed my gym progress. Marky, I was wondering about that. And that's what Kevin was talking about, that he wasn't going to do the fast because he would wither away in 4 days. How long do you think it's going to take for you to recover? Like, have you improved at all since you noticed the dip? Slow-mo says he barely eats now. Slow-mo, I can actually relate to that even though I didn't join y'all on the fast. I haven't been eating as much as I have historically eaten, but I also haven't been as active lately as I was about a month ago or like 2 months ago. So we'll get to that in the goals. Trust me, I've got goals for myself. So don't you worry. Dang, that sucks, Marky. It's all good. Yeah, Marky, you will get it back. You will get it back. And maybe that's why Marky is not shocking us tonight. He's like, he's not on that wave, like waves come in sets and maybe the waves just aren't rolling in tonight. Marky needs a break. Slow-mo, you don't drink coffee? What? I can't imagine. Yeah, Jasmine, coffee relaxes me too. Oh, Marky doesn't drink coffee either. No, Marky, I know Marky drinks coffee. That's something he was saying he was not going to go out. He wasn't going to go without coffee. He can't do it. I know Marky drinks coffee. Me too. Jasmine, coffee relaxes me, 2 a day. Yeah, same Jasmine. So we're on the same page there. And we're on a lot of the same pages. It's nice to be connected with you. Speaking of relaxing, have you ever tried a weighted blanket? That is something that I haven't actually, well, I had a friend put one on me one time and it felt so nice, but I don't actually have one myself. Um, that's something that I would be interested in getting. I just haven't wanted to spend the money, on it, to be honest. Jasmine, are you into weighted blankets? Slow-mo's basically a monk. Marky says, I've used weighted blankets on mushrooms. You know what, Marky? Marky, do you still eat mushrooms or is that something that's a part of your past? A door to another dimension. The mushrooms or the weighted blankets is a door to another dimension. Portal is a spiritual entry point into the higher dimensions. Okay. Spiritual entry point into higher dimensions. But wait, can't you have can't you have Rachel just popped in. Hey Rach, I just got your text message that you're at urgent care. You're at urgent care with no headphones. I don't know how long I'll make it. Rachel, stop it. That scares me. Rachel, we love you and I hope that I know you're going to be okay. That makes me really sad that you are at urgent care. Gonzo in the house. Hey Gonzo, nice to see you. I am so behind in the comments right now. I'm going to try to catch up. Marky, you are not a shy person at all. What are you talking about? Yeah, slow-mo. Yeah, right. Yeah, Kimmy, you have been being appropriate. What's going on? Are you okay? Yeah, Jasmine, good. Yeah, Kimmy's channel is super fun. I have fun over there with them. Yeah, we have a lot of fun at the Playhouse. Exactly, slow-mo. Slow-mo says, Kimmy, you're super appropriate. Lately, yes, I agree. Allied Health, so we use them a lot. You'll never, are you talking about, Jasmine, forgive me, are you talking about, you can't be talking about mushrooms. Kimmy's Playhouse, you'll never find evidence. You'll never find evidence unless you screen record before I can private them. Well, now that you gave us the secret key, Kimmy. Hey, Gonzo, nice to see you. I think I said that already, but I'll say it again. Aw, thanks, Gonzo. That's a nice compliment. Dude, I've been actually doing my hair since the past few weeks, like having started ketamine treatment. It's kind of crazy. Like, I can't believe I've been doing my hair. It feels so foreign. Like, I feel like I'm learning to do it all over again. It's been years since I've blown out my hair, but I actually took a blow dryer to it today. I appreciate the compliment. Marky says, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, they pay good. Well, excellent. I would love to get paid more. Weighted blanket on mushrooms, Jasmine says. Okay. So why why went on mushrooms? Marky, yes, please tell us more. Because the reason I'm interested in this is because my nurse practitioner has talked to me about psilocybin before, but I believe, I mean, I asked her if she was talking about a microdose and she said no, like a dose to trip. But I don't know if this would be an ongoing treatment. I don't know if I can use it alongside ketamine. So this is something I need to talk with my nurse practitioner about because I am open to it. I have loved mushrooms in the past, not since I've been in recovery. I haven't eaten any mushrooms since I've been in recovery. But if my nurse practitioner says to, um, before it was that I couldn't afford them. But if it's just like, one dose, then I can afford that now. Thank God. Slow-mo said he's eating healthier. That's good, Slow-mo. Except for today you had pizza. Well, hey, ain't no shame in that. Like, it's okay to splurge and eat pizza sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. Plus, I make really good pizza. I make sourdough crust and it is bomb. How long do you fast for? Slow-mo. I've been thinking about fasting. Yeah, Jasmine, a group of people in here fasted for 4 days. They did a bone broth fast. I'm sure, oh, for 3 days. I thought it was for 4 days for some reason. Why did I think it was 4 days? I intermittent fast most days, but I didn't do the full fast with them, Jasmine. I just intermittent fasted. Marky says, yeah, I've improved, just not back to where it was. Jasmine wants to know if 3 days was hard. And here comes Rachel. Caught some of the boo-boo crud. Rachel, I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I really hope you're okay. Marky, I do a couple times a year. Interesting, Marky. I really want to talk to my nurse practitioner about this. Rachel, you have to get a steroid shot. Did they say what's going on? If that's not too personal, can I ask like what's the prognosis, or not the prognosis, what's the diagnosis, or the what's happening? Slow-mo's sending lots of love. Everyone's sending lots of love to Rachel, including myself. 2 shots in the rump. Rachel, you really scared me with that comment. It seems like you're doing okay, but I was really scared when you were like, I'm not sure I'm gonna make it. Yeah, Rachel, we haven't seen you in the playhouse for a while. Smart goals, exactly, Jasmine. Ah, ooh, I'm catching up. That makes me nervous because it means it's gonna be story time. Aw, thanks, Rachel. Dude, open your box if you want. You want me to open the box on the live, Rachel? I will. Is that what you mean? Open your box. Do you want me to do it on the live, Rachel? I will. So Rachel sent me a box today full of goodies, and we were planning on FaceTiming for me to open the box, but it sounds like she's saying open the box on the live. Jasmine, your hair is beautiful and shiny. I love dark hair. Aw, Jasmine, you're making me blush. Not kidding. I recently dyed my hair recently, and now it's super dark like yours again. Cool, Jasmine. I used to do that a lot to my hair too, like color it. But I figure eventually I'm gonna go gray, and so it's like might as well just enjoy the color that it is for now, while it lasts. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the compliment. That's a really sweet thing for you to say. We have so much in common. We do, Jasmine. I hope that you do email me because it'd be nice to stay in touch. Anne Marie Bliss in the house. Hello again, Anne Marie Bliss. It's always nice to see your face. How are you doing, Anne Marie? Slow-mo, yes, Rach. I had a tornado and steroid shot done by 2 nurses at the same time. It was fun. Oh, Toradol. Did I say tornado? I definitely said tornado. I haven't been wearing my glasses. But Anne-Marie Bliss just wrote an epic comment, and I'm going to pop them on for that. So Slow-mo loves Toradol. I don't actually I feel so naive. I don't know what Toradol is. Marky, is 84 hours the amount of time that you Marky and I did 4 and I ended okay, right, yeah, the amount of time you fasted. That's what I thought because when I did the intermittent fasting, like, in honor of you all, that's the amount of time that I did it for too, was 4 days. Like, I haven't really I tend to intermittent fast anyways, but I was really paying attention and making sure that I followed it to a T when you're all doing the 4-day thing. Okay, so Anne Marie says, speaking of mushrooms, my therapist suggested that, but my doctor wanted me to try ketamine, so that's what I did. I just did my second. I have to say, I very much have an increased sense of well-being. Right on, Anne Marie. I am so happy for you. And I also have experienced an increased sense of well-being. I just had my fourth session this weekend, and I cannot wait to see how things continue to progress because I'm noticing it's subtle, it's not like I wasn't a completely in a different mental health space immediately. It's subtle, but I really like that. And Anne Marie, what form of ketamine are you taking? Are you doing the nasal spray? Are you doing the sublingual? I just found out this weekend there are suppositories. I had no idea. And what dose? So, what form and what dose are you taking, Anne Marie? What was your dose for the first session, and what was your dose for the second session? Rachel says, I'm okay, Tara. Yeah, I can't kill bad grass boo. Thank God, Rachel. I was really worried about you there for a second, like really scared. Rachel will be right back. She's at urgent care right now. Oh my gosh. Story time. Jasmine, how old are you? How old do you think I am, Jasmine? If you type in how old you think I am, I'll tell you how old I am. Righteous Monkey had to let the dogs out. I'm back. Right on. So Righteous, it made me think of that song, Who Let the Dogs Out? And I was just gonna bust into a rhyme, but I'm not gonna punish you guys like that. I'm glad you're back, Righteous Monkey. Welcome back. And if you're just coming in and you didn't hear me plug Righteous Monkey's channel earlier, he has a fantastic channel. Go and check him out on YouTube. He is doing really great things in the community. Righteous Monkey. Tornado shots. So maybe I was right about that. Toradol is a strong NSAID. Okay. Thank you, Kimmy. We have a joke, but it's a bunker crew joke that Kimmy would be the best nurse. She would be our bunker nurse if we had a bunker. Anne Marie says, I'm really good. I feel like the ketamine is working in amazing ways. Awesome, Anne Marie. That makes me so happy for you. Isn't it awesome to feel relief? I'm sure that you have tried so many things. I think I remember you saying in the comments that you've tried a lot of different things before. So it makes me so happy to hear that you're seeing improvements and to see you use the word amazing, because I remember you weren't so sure. I remember seeing that comment. You weren't so sure after the first dose, but to see you use the word amazing, I agree. It is amazing. Oh, Slow-mo, thanks for the compliment on the intermittent fasting. I appreciate that. Righteous Monkey wants to know what the heck a bag dump is. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. I feel like you'll regret asking me that once I actually tell you what it is, because yeah. I feel like I just really shot myself in the foot on that one, and I am not the type to be like to promise something and then to not deliver. So, I'll tell you what it is, Righteous Monkey. I'm just trying to, like, in my head, figure out kind of a delicate way to share this with you because it's really inappropriate. So, Jasmine, what is your ratio of intermittent fasting, Tara? Okay, Jasmine, the way I do it is 18-16 or 18-16, 8. 8, 16, 8 on, 16 off. I found recently an infographic. I don't know about you, but I love infographics. And I recently found an infographic that broke it down for different age ranges. So if you're 25 and below, it's better for you to fast like this ratio. And if you're, I forget, you can look it up. But there's probably a bunch of different theories on if you know, if you know, then feel free to share. But for me and my age range and like all the data that I've seen, I personally go with the 8-16 time frame. Slow-mo says bag dump story. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I'm really embarrassed right now. So righteous, I don't know why I shared that. Like, what was I thinking? Righteous monkey, someone tell me. Okay, righteous monkey. Righteous monkey, if you're still here, type a comment and I will tell you. I'm getting a text message to open the box. If you type in a message, righteous monkey, to tell the bag dump story, I will stop everything and do it. Oh, comment. He just did. Okay, so let me find where I was so I don't lose my place. And I will tell the story. Okay. So, righteous monkey. Let me take a sip of water really quick as I stall. I know that's really loud. I need to warm that up too. Okay. So, righteous monkey, I don't know if you know this or not. I lived in my car for 5 years and I traveled through Mexico, the United States, like white knuckling right now, Canada. I did North America for 5 years. And I didn't have a van, I did it in my car. And when you travel, you have to be creative about certain aspects of everyday living. And so I don't remember how this story even came up. And I feel so unbelievably embarrassed to be telling you this right now. I'm so glad that this is an hour and a half into the stream because it's like going to be really deeply embedded. And I think that some people won't see it. So the most common question, surprisingly, I think that I get when people find out that I lived in my car for 5 years is they want to know how I went to the bathroom. So, like, obviously, number one, that's not, there's no big deal with number one, right? You pop a squat and you get pretty good at it as a female. Like, it's not that hard actually to pop a squat anywhere with practice. People want to know how I handle number two. And so the solution that I found, I coined as a bag dump because I cannot believe I'm telling you this right now, but I would keep, you know how like for emergency situations, people have like buckets and then they'll take plastic bags and line the bucket. Well, I lived in a car, so I didn't have as much space as someone in like a van would. And so I would just buy the 13-gallon bags and like sit and I would like, like flop open just like you're gonna put it into a trash can, and then I would like sit in it and bag dump. So that's and then you just tie it like you get all the air out of it, you tie it up, and then you go toss it into a trash can. Bag dump. So that's that. Don't ever say that I leave you hanging on stuff like that. I'll never leave you hanging if I make a promise. Some of these things that I made notes of, I might not have time to get to, but like it's on my list. I'll definitely tell you. That's so embarrassing. Righteous Monkey, let me know if you're still here or if you left because you're grossed out. He's still here. Okay, that's really surprising. Thanks for sticking around, Righteous Monkey. No pressure. If you want to bail, I totally understand. I'm glad you're getting a kick out of it, slow mo. You gotta, I mean, there's gotta be a solution, right? What are you, I have also dug holes. I've dug a lot of holes in my day, but you can't, like, if you're in a concrete jungle, you can't dig a hole. The holes are my number one preferred. That was always my preferred method. I had a folding shovel in my car. Oh my gosh, Kimmy brought up 2 girls, 1 spoon because Marky brought up 2 girls, 1 bag. Yes. Okay, now I'm super far behind. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I did the story like I promised, even though I'm super embarrassed. Jasmine, I hope you got to hear the story. I just saw your comment that you had to leave in 15 minutes. Home therapy trochanter? Troch trochanter? What's a trochanter? Trochanter? I'm not sure what that. Please educate me. I love learning. Thanks for letting me share slow mo. That was embarrassing. Kimmy's lips are sealed. Thanks for letting me tell the story. Okay, Jasmine, are you still here? If you are, I'll tell you my age. Kimmy says, I love that, Marcus. You're on the phone, or you're Jasmine's still here. Okay. So, Jasmine, I appreciate your guess. I think you said 28. Let me revisit that really quick. Is that what you said? 28? I lost it. Dang it. I am freaking far behind. Okay. So Jasmine says 28. I appreciate that, Jasmine. I'm actually 38 years old. So I appreciate the 28 guess. Um, People guessing that I'm in my 20s never gets old. I'll take it all day. Anne Marie, that's sublingual. Oh, the troches. I just learned about the troches. Because I was like, what's a troche? Uh, that's what you were talking about, Anne Marie. Home therapy troches is what they call them on the, like, that, not on the street, but like the troches. 50 milligrams each dose. How often are you doing that, Anne Marie? So you've done 50 milligrams once and 50 milligrams a second time? Anne Marie, you have children my age, but I'm not 28. They're definitely younger than I. Kimmy the bunker nurse, that's right. Okay, Rachel, you want me to open it? Let's see if I can get caught up, and if I get caught up, I will open it after I finish telling you about my goals. Anybody else have any goals that they wanna focus on in the next, like, we'll say I'm trying to think of how to make mine into a SMART goal. We'll get to that. Um, Rachel says, "Kimmy, everyone I talked to said they had never seen that. Kimmy, I miss your face. It's been too long, boo." I know, I know. Rachel, we miss you in Kimmy's Playhouse. It's nice to see you here, Rachel. I didn't expect to see you, especially when I got that text. Like, I did not expect to see you in here, but it's nice to see your face. I think I have an I I think I have an idea. Righteous Monkey, were you talking about, what the bag dump? Well, you probably knew what the bag dump was before I told you, if you're even still here. Oh my gosh. People, invading like that, Kimmy's so wild. Have you been live since? Yeah, Kimmy, um, have you been I think you have been live since the troll invasion, the great troll invasion of 2023. I got a few trollish comments on my most recent video, but I responded to them. I enjoyed it actually. Righteous Monkey, that's hot. I wait, I wonder, was that after I told the story or before? Because I appreciate that. Maybe one girl, two bags, not sure. Two girls, one bag, Marky said earlier. Yeah, two girls, one bag. That would be interesting. Definitely not hygienic, and not at the same time, unless it was a very big bag. Yeah, I think Righteous Monkey, he said that was hot before he heard the story. Now that he's heard the story, I wonder what his thoughts are. Oh, Marky, you saw there was 10 people. I never saw 10 people in here. Mine says way lower. I would prefer not to know that 10 people were listening to that story. But now that it's done, I'm glad that I was honest with you. Oh, Righteous Monkey, keep in mind you're about to eat dinner. I hope you weren't eating dinner when I told that story. Rachel, Righteous Monkey is this really cool guy named Daniel. I don't know if he's still in here or not, but he has a great channel. He does a lot of really great outreach work. He connects with people experiencing homelessness in the community and helps to support them in getting help that they need. I've seen him offer rides to people, check in with people, let people tell their story. It's really inspiring work. So if you haven't seen Righteous Monkey's channel yet, I definitely suggest going and checking him out. Yeah, Mark, you were just talking about emergency bathroom issues, your typical Tuesday night. Yeah, I think that's how it came up. I didn't just bring that up out of the blue. It was like it fit the context of the conversation. Yeah, oh no, uh-huh. Copying a squat is hard when your own stream moves. Yeah, it's true. It gets easier with practice. You know what they say, like, they say practice makes perfect, but I don't like that phrase personally. I like the phrase practice makes better personally, because I think practice makes perfect is a little too high stress. It's like, I don't want to be perfect. I know that we're supposed to try to be perfect, like when we're growing up, we're supposed to be perfect, like some of us for our parents, and we learn to be these perfect little, but that's just not reality. So I like practice makes better way more than practice makes perfect. Yeah, Rachel, I appreciate that compliment. It's I can't believe I just told that story on a live stream, and I'm not taking it down, I'm leaving it up. Slow-mo's on the floor. I'll be here all night, folks. A vaporizer. Where did the ish go? We wanna know. Uh, uh, I think I mentioned it already, but the trash can, just like diapers, go in the trash can. Yes, we do, Righteous Monkey. I see your comment that girls don't poop. We certainly do. I'm proud of it. Um, I like it when it's healthy. At least I do. I think I understand what you're saying, like, some girls don't, but this girl does. Yeah, ooh, Jasmine, I'm sorry. If you're still here, Jasmine, I know you're gonna have to take off soon, but if you're still here and that grossed you out, my apology. Slow-mo, I love you too, man. It's so nice to have your company. Hashtag bag dump. Ooh, good idea for when I get my van and go back on the road again. Could make a whole montage. Hashtag bag dump. People do weird stuff. I could do that. I wouldn't. Rachel says, "Hey Gonzo, I'm okay, not." Oh, not 100. I thought you were pulling a 90s, like, you remember when we used to do that, like, "Yo, I'll tell you a story." Not. "Yo, I'll tell you about what a bag dump is." Not. Aren't you glad I didn't pull that on you? Rachel feels so much better than before. And how are you, Gonzo? Yeah, Gonzo, how are you doing? I was just sharing earlier that the cravings have completely subsided. I am feeling much better this week. I know it's just Monday, but like Monday is a good indicator, I feel like, of how it's going to go. And I'm thinking about goals, which to me feels like a pretty darn good thing to be thinking about. So I've got a couple other goals that I have yet to share, but one big goal that I have, and I haven't set a time frame for it yet. I don't know that that's going to happen in this live stream, but it might. Surfing. I have not surfed since I have been in recovery. It's been over 2.5 years now. And I'm sad that I haven't surfed because I really enjoy it. And so I'd like to hop back on the board, catch some waves, and have some fun while I'm at it. What are some goals that y'all have? And you don't have to set a time frame. I haven't got to that point either, but I'm interested if there are things that you haven't engaged in a while that you'd really want to. Slow-mo said earlier that he wants to go to the beach. I think that would be a great thing for him and his wife to do. Righteous Monkey said that deserves its own video. I, s- I have so many stories, Righteous Monkey, from when I was on the road. And like I said, I have literal like documentation of a lot of these things in my Instagram stories archive. And I wonder sometimes if that would be a fun thing to go back and revisit them and kind of tell the stories retrospectively with the footage that I captured in the moment. I don't really know how I would creatively mesh those things together with it's like, well, this is a recovery channel and Instagram is more the traveling and the adventure stuff. And so I haven't quite figured that out, but I have a sneaking suspicion that over time, as I get more recovery time under my belt and like accomplish some of the goals, which I'm just writing another one down. I just thought of it. Um, that eventually they'll be kind of like the same. And I want to show the progression of my recovery and the things that I'm able to engage with as a function of recovery. So yeah, you never know, Righteous Monkey. Maybe it will be its own video one day, but you can say you got the inside scoop first. Slow mo. I'm trying to catch my breath, laughing so hard. I think that was when I told the story. That's embarrassing. Rename this live stream bag dump. Hashtag bag dump. Do you like how I'm taking notes about Righteous Monkey's hashtag? Yeah, everybody does have a bag dump story deep inside, even if they don't feel comfortable sharing it. Maybe this stream will be the stream that gave somebody the courage to talk about their bag dump. Jasmine says, yes, a video on that. I lost my spot. Ooh, someone's talking about goals. Oh my gosh, I am far behind right now. That is not what I was hoping for. Bag dump merch, Righteous Monkey. Oh my gosh. The bag dump will haunt me forever. That is the truth, Jasmine. I think I saw that you left when I got lost in the comments, but if you see this again, it was a pleasure having your company. I just can't see people actually buying the bag dump merch, but hey, you never know. Stranger things. People are into weird stuff, right? Yeah, see, it's always Mark. It is always Marky. Yeah, Marky, are you the one who brought that up first? How did that even come up in this stream? Aw, that's so romantic. You're the propane to my dumpster fire. I love that. That could be a shirt. We all have a little dumpster fire in us. Yes, indeed, Rachel. Are you still at the urgent care, Rachel? We wouldn't be here if we weren't a dumpster fire at one point. True that. Jasmine, no way you're 38. I am so behind right now. Um, Aw, thanks. I appreciate that. It is lovely chatting. See you later. Marky, I'd be in charge of reproduction. Wait, did I miss something? Are you talking about at the bunker in the bunker crew? Is that what you're talking about? See you, Jasmine. Yeah, Kimmy has been privating most of her recent lives because they've been highly, um, how can I, they've been a little beyond R rated, some of hers. I wouldn't go as far as to say they've been X rated, but potentially. I need to check the ratings descriptions again, but I understand why she privated them. She can't understand why, but she must have a reason. Yeah, Slow-mo, the Great Spam Invasion. Yeah, I only caught part of that troll invasion because I was en route to the volunteer gig, but I felt for you. I was like, why did she do a take two of the live stream? And then I guess it happened again. Righteous Monkey, if you're still in here, do you ever get trolls in your lives? Like, I'm trying to figure out if I can, if there's any kind of line of defense for that. Rachel wants to know when the last time Kimmy was live. It was Thursday. That's right. And that was when Rob was on, wasn't it? Rachel's ready for this wedding to be over. Girl, I'm ready for that wedding to be over, and I don't even know these people. We're in different states. But I've been hearing all about this wedding that Rachel's in coming up, and I cannot wait for it to be done. Not because I don't want to hear about it, but for everyone who's Rachel gets what I'm talking about, but for everybody who's listening, that probably sounded really insensitive of me. But Rachel, with all due respect, these are her words, not mine, is dealing with a bridezilla right now and is ready to be done with it. And I support that 100%. I'm ready for her to be done with it because she does not deserve what she's been dealing with. It might be why she's at urgent care right now. Stress. What do you think about that, Rachel? Yeah, Rachel, got to get back to the playhouse. So Anne Marie says, my goals, okay, goals. I love hearing about goals. My goal is to get organized and clean my house. We hired a dumpster. I'm sorry, there was just jokes about the dumpster earlier. So I know that's not what you're talking about. So we hired a dumpster a few weeks ago. It felt like everything I put in there was just was a load off. Right on, Anne Marie. I love decluttering and getting rid of stuff. I would like to do that again. I just went through all my old paperwork and got rid of that, and it is so nice to just shred all that stuff and have it out of your life. So good job. It sounds like you're on the path to getting your your goal of being organized accomplished already. Like you're already putting stuff into the dumpster. I don't know why I haven't had any notifications or anything. What a pile of bag dump. Rachel, are you talking about this stream? Because I'm just getting started. That might be why they're like trying to figure out if it's, appropriate, which it's clearly not. I don't know if you can all. Last week, everyone was saying they couldn't hear the dance school, but the dance school is alive and well right now. I don't know if y'all can hear it. So Slow-mo says, I'll have to look, but tried to go back and couldn't find it, Kimmy. Okay, so maybe she deleted a live stream. Rachel says, next time Kimmy goes live. Oh, for Kimmy's lives. Next time Kimmy goes live, if anyone thinks of it, please let me know because I don't want to miss them. I'll send you a text, Rachel. Not sure when she's going to go live yet, but likely around 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you've never been to a Kimmy's Playhouse live, they're super fun, super inappropriate, and we would love to see you there uh, Tuesday around 7 p.m. Eastern. Kimmy's gonna gotta finish up work and drive home. Right on, Kimmy. It's so nice to see you as always, and I will see you tomorrow. Yay, Rachel's gonna be there. Righteous Monkey, shout out to you though. Props for opening up to your chat. Thank you for sharing. My pleasure, Righteous Monkey. Aw, Rachel sub to the monk. Marky, oh, I lost my spot. Ooh, I see more goals. Okay, there we are. Jack Black and Ben Stiller. Marky, what movie is that? I need to wet my whistle. Keeping it real, keeping it warm. Oh, that's a lot. Sorry about the loud swallowing. I've been told that I've been told that I'm loud when I drink stuff. My goal is just to get out of bed. Oh, slow-mo. My goal is just to get out of bed. Been in a bit of a rut trying to come off the subs again. Oh, slow-mo. We are so here with you, and I am like rooting you on. I wasn't a cheerleader ever, but I could have been. I was friends with the cheerleaders. I don't know why I never got into it myself, but I'm definitely cheering for you. I know you can do it slow mo. And I know, well, I shouldn't say I know because I've never been on subs before, but I've definitely come off of mental health medication before because it wasn't a good fit for me. And it's really hard to do stuff like that. And I know that the coming off of sub journey is a journey. It's exactly that. And so I think, first of all, that you're really brave for sharing with us that you are experiencing that what you're experiencing. And second of all, I think it's wonderful that you're being honest about it. So I'm here with you. You know, we're here with you. You're not alone in this, and you can talk to us about it anytime. I know you know that already. Yeah, you got this, Mo. Anne Marie says the first time I thought about a goal I burst out crying, thinking about how good it was to think about the future in a positive way. Anne Marie, that's a wonderful perspective. Your perspective is a strength here. I wonder what the goal was. Do you remember what that goal was that made you so emotional? It must have been really important. Solid, right? Righteous Monkey says, I wish I wish I got the context of that because if I guessed about what you mean by that, I might really embarrass myself even more. You're the bag to my These are so romantic. Kimmy says, I don't think I've ever done an X-rated live. R maybe. Yeah, I would agree with that, Kimmy. Probably R. Again, I have to visit the ratings, but yeah, that troll had hacker abilities. What a typical troll. I feel like I skipped over these and that wasn't right of me. So I said the solid right thing for and then there's a t-shirt and a hat. I would imagine that you would that's what you would put on the t-shirt. And then Slow-Mo said I'd wear a bag dump t-shirt. Would you really though? Like actually? And then Righteous Monkey, you're the bag to my dump. I think I did say that t-shirt. Not yet, only in the shorts. Only in the shorts I post. I probably asked Righteous Monkey a question. So Righteous Monkey says, I rarely go live. I think I've been going live randomly like once a month. I still get really awkward when I go live. Yeah, I'm super awkward with you, man. I feel like the more I like it's the whole practice makes better thing, you know? So with time, practice will make better. It's progress, not perfection. So all I can do, it's fun. I'm having a good time, although I am thoroughly embarrassed and wonder who's going to see this and, you know, what people are going to think. But this is me. So I got plenty of road life stories to share. It gets gnarly out there, dude. It's not always a pretty like people make van life look so glamorous and perfect and it's like it's not really like that all the time. You got to take bag dumps every once in a while or often. I, Again, I like the shovel better. I liked your lives too, Righteous Monkey. Um, I know I just responded to your comment, but I'm looking at it again and I just want to offer you some encouragement because I liked listening to you. I didn't think you were awkward at all. Spicy videos, says Slow Mo. I would agree with that. I think Kimmy's videos are spicy. Righteous Monkey, I would wear that t shirt. I'm going to try to go live, but I don't know if I'll be as much of a pro as Kimmy and Tara. Oh, Slow Mo, you're going to do great. Let us know when it is because I want to support you. I lost my spot again. Slow Mo, I think you do great. Do you have any idea when you're thinking of going? Because I hear a goal in that, and I'm coming up to you all in the comments. So I think that could be a really fun goal to try to make it smart. Kimmy said spicy is good. They're not bad. I'm just paranoid. Yeah, Kimmy, spicy is good. I agree. Righteous Monkey's in the same boat as Slow Mo. Dude, I think both of y'all will do great. And I wish Righteous Monkey that I knew when you were planning on going live next because I would try to make it. I'd probably be able to make it if I knew when you were doing it. I love having the flexibility in my schedule right now for stuff like that. I can just like move stuff around. Kimmy's Playhouse. Morrison is quite the opposite of professional, or Morrison in opposite. I think she meant Morrison is opposite of professional. Yeah, Kimmy, you are really good at it. I don't know if Kimmy's still in here or not. I think she might have had to bail, but Kimmy's really good at it, and her setup is legit too. Yeah, you keep it real while being a pro. Yeah, Kimmy looks like she's been doing it for a while. I'm not loud, Tara. Am I really soft? Can you hear me? Check, check. I wonder if that's something on my end. that I could do. I only have the option to mute. Maybe I could talk louder? I don't know. Anne Marie will be right back. Slim, I would definitely buy your bag dump merch, Tara. I don't know if I will be selling bag dump merch ever in my life, but I am honored and it's a pleasure to know that there's a market for it. I was thinking of going the peer support route, but hey, you never know. Oh, the trolls and the lives. That's what you were saying. Righteous Monkey, thank you for clarifying that. Okay, so you don't get trolls in your lives, but then again, you go randomly. So Kimmy's been going every Tuesday and Thursday at the same time. And yeah, some interesting people come in times and trolls last week, like a lot of trolls. I don't normally wear my hair down. Like I haven't been in the past several years, and it's hard to get used to it. Like I keep wanting to play with it. There's a lot of it. She's under bad influence. Marky says, yeah, you, Marky, you're the bad influence, but we love you. Road life can be rough. Indeed, Slow Mo. Have you lived on the road before, Slow? Anne Marie, derp. It was just a list of 4 daily and 2 weeks tasks, or 2 weekly tasks. I made a checklist. It was things like brush my teeth. My bag is that I didn't brush my teeth for about 2 years at least. No way. No way you didn't brush your teeth for 2 years. Are you serious? I thought I went a long time when I was living in my car. I would go long stretches, but not 2 years. Because why if I wasn't gonna be Aw, Anne Marie, I'm so glad you're here right now. I know what you mean. I've been there before too, where I'm like questioning my existence. And not long ago, actually, I was having to check in with my therapist daily because I was feeling so hopeless. And when we feel hopeless, it's hard to do things like brush your teeth. I get that. I appreciate your honesty for being open about what you've been experiencing, and I hope that you feel comfortable and safe here to keep sharing stuff like that with us. Slow Mo's goal is to go live Saturday. Uppers recovery. Okay, Slow Mo. I'm gonna write this down. Where the heck did I put my pen? I have a backup here. Uppers recovery. So Slow Mo has a goal to go live on Saturday. His handle on YouTube, I'm guessing, is Uppers Recovery. And Slow Mo, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong and it's not on YouTube. Uppers with an S. Uppers Recovery. Okay, okay. On Saturday. Do you have a time in mind, Slow Mo? I know that's a hard question. And are you going to schedule it? I didn't schedule last week's, but I did schedule this week's. Um, I don't know why I shared that with you. I mean, your drinking isn't loud. The sound is great. Okay, good. Doctor walked in. Oh, good, Rachel. That bride is totally a bridezilla. I know from what you've told me. Yay, I'm done and home. Oh, you're home. Excellent. Everything is negative. Good. Okay, Rachel. So nothing to worry about. It sounds like just some kind of, is it a cold? Is that what's going on? So it should subside in a couple days, I'm hoping. Righteous Monkey just subbed to Slow Mo's channel. That's Uppers Recovery. Slow Mo's going to be going live. I know. I can't wait for the live either. That'll be great Saturday because nobody streams on Saturdays that I know of. That like in my, I mean, people stream on Saturdays, but I just mean like in my life, I don't follow anybody who streams on Saturdays, but now I do. Glad your doctor's appointment went well. Me too, Rachel. I'm really glad it went well. I was really scared. That text message you sent me was alarming. Slow-mo lived on the road for a year and a half as a truck driver. That's what's up, Slow-mo. Where'd you do deliveries to? Like, what part of the country did you work in? Thanks, too. Got some amoxicillin and steroids. Right on, Rachel. I'm so glad you got what you needed. Yeah, you'll be feeling good soon. On YouTube. Okay, so Uppers Recovery on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll schedule it. Excellent. That makes it easy for people to find you, Slow-mo. And that's Eastern time. So that would be, I think, 4 p.m. my time, Pacific. Cool. I'm looking forward to that, Slow-mo. Anne Marie Bliss, I'm so afraid of dentists. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all I had to go to the dentist today. So Anne Marie is, I'm so afraid of the dentist. I've never had a cavity until I was 25. That's a lot of time to develop phobias about the dentist. True that. It was a form of self-harm. It took about 8 months of dental work. Anne Marie, I can relate to what you're saying. I relate to so much of what you say. I ran away from my dental work for over 10 years. I didn't go to the dentist at all. When I was living in my car, this is not a joke. I'm not making this up. I took candy from a stranger and cracked 2 of my teeth. A gypsy in Florida. I was in the Key West and I took chocolate from a gypsy that had only 1 tooth. I'm not making this up. I should have known better than to take candy from a gypsy with 1 tooth, but I learned my lesson that day. I thought I just cracked 1 tooth, and I ended up having to have that tooth pulled actually, because it got infected. I lived in my car and I just put it off and I tried to not think about it, but eventually it got infected and my whole face swelled up. And so the dentist couldn't save it. He had to pull it. I did not know that the tooth right next to that tooth was also cracked. And so flash forward, I just started having dental work done about 2.5 months ago. And they found that I have a cracked tooth, and I knew it was chipped from that candy, but I didn't know it was cracked. So, anyways, I had to go in and have an adjustment on, it actually wasn't, I got a temporary crown that they're going to be putting a permanent crown in a couple weeks, but it was actually the tooth that I had to have filled. My bite was off and it's been hurting so bad for the past 5 or 6 days, like excruciating pain. And so anyways, they fixed it today. So hopefully by this time next week, it will have improved. I'm thankful that I now have the wits about me to be able to face stuff like that, because the dentist is really scary. It feels good to be able to face stuff like that. Oh, Slow-mo uploaded his first video yesterday. Right on, Slow-mo. Thanks for sharing that with us. I will definitely, I didn't know you had a channel. I heard you talk about how you were going to do a podcast with somebody, but I never caught the name of it. So feel free to share that information with us too. Or are you going to be posting the podcast on your channel? Like, what's your plan for that? Hopping in the shower, let me know if you open your box. I'll check out your video mo. Rachel, I will definitely let you know. But I feel like opening the box without you here would not be um, as fun as having you here. So I'll probably wait and FaceTime with you. I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to scare you. I just felt like that. Felt like a bag dump. Yeah, I know. I can relate to that too. I know what it's like to need to bag dump. Once you get the hang of it, it's fine. There's a technique. Oh, Slow-mo went to all 48 except never went to Utah or Maine. Really enjoyed traveling, but I feel you on the bad bag dumps. I had a bucket. Yeah. So, I would love to get a van, and I'm kind of like spoiling something I said I wasn't gonna go into, but that's a goal, a long-term goal of mine. That's not something I'll accomplish before the end of the year, but I think it would be great to have a bucket too if I had a van. There'd be space for it. Um, okay, so Kimmy said, oh, Kimmy was still around. I thought maybe she's driving home. I thought she was gone already. So yes, Morrison, I'll have to be late, but I'll be there. So Kimmy will be at Morrison's live stream. Um, yeah, slow mo. I'm glad to hear that you're going to be doing something creative like that. I'll definitely be there. Oh, Saturday, I get my ketamine treatment, so I might be a little bit out of it on Saturday, but I'll be out of treatment by that time, and I'll have the capability to be there. I just might not be as vocal as I normally am, but I'll be there for sure, and I'll say what's up and do my best to participate. Kimmy is getting audio skipping. Sorry, Kimmy. I feel like there's always interface issues on your end, and I hope it's not anything from my end. I was hoping that the quality would be better this week than last week. More merch ideas from Righteous Monkey. Slow-mo, you fell for the gypsy candy too? What's it with the gypsies trying to give candy to strangers? Like, never again. The podcast hasn't happened yet, unfortunately. My host is super busy with a work project. Okay. Oh, Marky was having an issue too. Okay. Kimmy and Marky are having issues. It's probably because of my signal, and I'm really, really sorry about that. So, we were talking about goals in the beginning of this call or chat, and I didn't share with you some of my other goals, but I think I want to kind of like start summing up this stream, and some people shared some really great goals that they have. Morrison shared a couple. He wants to go to the beach, and he's going to be live streaming on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's really great. Anne Marie shared that she wants to clean and like declutter her house, and she's already in the process of doing that. If you've got more goals that you want to share, please feel free to share them. I should have been taking notes at people who shared goals, because I apologize if I left some of the goals out that you've mentioned. For me personally, I would like to focus on yoga, climbing, and surfing. For me, those things are such key pieces of who I was before I found recovery. And I have found them to be somewhat triggering activities for me in my sobriety. And that makes me really sad that I can't engage in, well, not that I haven't been able to. I've started doing yoga and climbing again, and I'm able to do it most of the time without being triggered. Um, there have been people, one girl in particular, who has invited me to climb with her and a group of people. And I have yet to engage with that group of people. And I think it would be awesome to have like minded people to be able to take adventures with. But I'm terrified that there's going to be drugs being passed around, like weed, that I, in the mountains, in a secluded area like that. I'm really scared that I won't be able to say no. And so I have yet to put myself in a position, like I've been around alcohol in my recovery and been fine, but I haven't put myself around marijuana. That was like the hardest thing for me to let go. And so for me personally, um, it's like really deep and really personal to be sharing with you that like I want to start surfing again. I want to start climbing with people again, and to do yoga. Like these things are necessary parts of who I am. It makes me happy to do these things. And so in terms of goals and goal setting, um, like of course I want to increase my income, and of course I want my own business and to be successful in a financial sense. But actually, I think for me, before I accomplish any of those bigger, grander things, I need to get back on my surfboard. uh, Climb some rocks with people who either are in recovery or who are able to use substances normally, and support my choice to abstain from all of that stuff. So that's what I have to share with you in terms of my goals. And let me see what I missed over here now that I just went on a rant. Slow mo, got to boost my signal before Saturday. My internet sometimes goes out. Yeah, slow mo. I think. Oh, and Kimmy said no, no biggie. Was just wondering. Yeah, I hope to improve on that, Kimmy. I might be moving out of this place soon, like sometime early next year, and so I don't want to spend money on increasing my signal if this is good enough right now. But I mean, I'm open to it. I just am cheap right now, and um, doing the best I can with what I've got. Sloma, I get wanting to boost your signal. I think it's a great idea. And if you have success with that, I'd be interested to know how you boosted your signal and like what the cost was associated with that, because I could afford something small, but I don't want to be spending like 50 extra bucks a month or anything like that. Kimmy says her goal is to not eat all the Christmas cookies they'll be baking tomorrow. That's fair. That's a fair goal. So Kimmy, how many, because you're going to eat cookies, right? So like how, I mentioned SMART goals. So I'm sure most of you have heard of SMART goals. In terms of surfing, like, I don't know if I want to make that one a SMART goal. Let's start with yoga, because yoga is something that I've already engaged with in my recovery, and I can do it at home if I want, but I also have a membership, so I can do it around people. So to make a SMART goal around that, it needs to be specific. So I'm going to say, um, and it needs to be measurable. That's the M in SMART. So I'm going to say yoga 2 times per week. Um, the A is that it's achievable. 2 times per week is achievable. The R, I forget what the R is. Anybody know what the R is? The T is that it's timely. There's a time frame on it. Oh, the R is that it's realistic. So S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for timeliness. So if I say for yoga that I'm doing yoga twice per week for the next 4 weeks, that's smart because it's specific. I'm doing yoga twice per week for the next 4 weeks. It's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and I put a time frame on it for the next 4 weeks. So there you have it, folks. I just made a SMART goal for myself, and I do have a workout accountability partner. So I hope he said he was going to be busting my chops if I don't get on the ball now that my tooth is fixed. So this week, this starts this week. So starting this week for the next 4 weeks. So I would encourage you, like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I think personally that making a goal smart is a really helpful way to um, get the ball rolling, to make sure that all of these boxes are checked in terms of um, making things happen in your life and working towards things to improve life. So Kimmy, in terms of the SMART goal, how would you Oh, I'm getting a message that the chat was disconnected, but it was reconnected. So yeah, I need to boost my signal too. And Kimmy, I'm wondering how many cookies will you let yourself eat? Righteous Monkey, you haven't had a cookie in so long. Righteous Monkey, I make these amazing sourdough cookies. I wish that I could send one to all of you through the live stream. I would bring cookies every single week. They're sourdough cookies too, so you can feel okay about eating them. Why don't you eat cookies, Righteous? Anne Marie says, I remarried 12 years ago and together we have 8 kids. 8 kids! And now there's in laws and a grandson. Aw. So there was so much stuff. Okay, Anne Marie. So you really needed to declutter. I'm really proud of you that you took action and made that happen. That must feel really good, eh? And Slow Mo's decluttering this weekend. That's fantastic. On weekend nights, my Kimmy says my entire apartment complex smells like a skunk. As someone who supports cannabis, it annoys TF out of me. I deal with that too, Kimmy. And I support cannabis too. Like if people want to smoke or use cannabis, then by all means, I just can't do it right now. So I have a kind of a it's not a love-hate relationship with it, it's like a love-annoyed relationship, like, you use the word annoyed too, and it does annoy me to smell that, and I'm in California, so you can imagine, it's everywhere. Um, yeah, of course, it's good enough. Okay, that's all I really care about is that it's good enough. Of course, I wanna improve upon the quality, but that might not happen for another few months until I move into my next place. Gotta have that security deposit money. Yeah, Slow-mo, please keep me in the loop on the boosted signal, because if I can just give myself a little boost, my signal is about a third of what the recommended speed is for upload to live stream. So if a boost could set me over the edge, but I have a feeling I need a little bit more than a boost. I'd like to have no more than 1 or 2 a day. I lost more weight, so I'm being a bit less strict with my diet, but not too much. Kimmy, that seems like a really great goal to have. When I make cookies, that's kind of what I do too. I say no more than 2 per meal, but the size of the cookie, who knows the size that we're talking about here? But I can't ever resist having at least a couple. I always need to have a couple, not each meal, but I actually eat my cookies with breakfast and with lunch. I know that sounds kind of odd, but I make these, they're not really protein cookies, but they have a higher amount of protein than most cookies because I use bread flour in them. And so I like to portion my meals so that I don't get more than 20 grams of protein per meal. Because I read this article by this physician not long ago that your body, anyone's body, whether you're a male or a female, and Kimmy, let me know what you think on this. If you've heard this before, or anyone that's still in the chat, I'd be interested to hear if you've heard this before, that the body, anyone's body, male, female, doesn't matter the weight, the size, that we don't digest more than 20 grams of protein at a time. So it's best to eat 20 grams of protein every 3 hours or so throughout the day. And so when I was climbing a lot about a month ago, I experimented with this and I felt so much more energized than I had. I mean, I was just starting ketamine treatment at this time too. So it's kind of hard to say like which came first, the chicken or the egg, which it's the chicken, by the way. The chicken came first. Anyways, my point that I'm curious to hear if you've heard or what your perspective is on it is just that I like to eat my cookies because they've got about 3 grams of protein in them each. So I'll have some almond butter in the morning along with a couple of cookies to get about 20 grams of protein. And then dinner, I'll have like beef or chicken and get the 20 grams of protein and not have the cookies. Righteous Monkey says, I must have missed the goal talk. My goal tomorrow is to earn my sushi. After I knock out my shipping, I'm going to head to the gym and pick up some sushi for lunch. That sounds like a really good goal. So you're going to go to the gym and pick up some sushi tomorrow. That's smart because it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and you put a time on it. So there you go. Righteous Monkey has a SMART goal. Right on. Yeah, Righteous Monkey. That's exactly what you just said. Oh, is it relevant? Is it relevant and not realistic? Was I wrong about that? Time bound. Okay, Righteous Monkey knows what's up. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Thanks for sharing the SMART goal. Never heard of it. Really, slow-mo? I used to have to do that when I was an engineer. We used to have to make our annual performance review goals had to be SMART. Never heard of SMART goals either. It feels intimidating a bit. I've not held myself to any kind of schedule. Anne Marie, don't worry about it. If it's not your jam, it's not your jam. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do. For me personally, I have kind of a analytical brain. And so to be able to break things down and say, can I check this box? Can I check? It's helpful for me, but I realize that there's different personality types and it's not going to be helpful for everyone. But I think you're on the right track anyways. Not that it matters what I think, but you're doing great with your goal of decluttering. You're already on the road to that. Sushi is so good. It's been a long time. I might have to get me some sushi here sometime soon. Yum. I might go do that tomorrow, actually. Thanks for the inspiration, Righteous Monkey. I need an infamous sourdough cookie. Slow-mo, if I could send you some sourdough cookie through the chat, I definitely would. What's your favorite kind of cookie? How close is your router? Kimmy, I actually plugged in. So I bought an adapter, but I tested the speed of my router. So like I'm actually on Wi-Fi right now, but I tested the speed of my plugged in connection compared to the two different Wi-Fi networks that I have. And I went with the fastest one, which was my Wi-Fi connection. Perhaps next time I will try using the hard wire connection, even though it doesn't test as fast. Maybe that will prevent, because there's probably dips in the Wi-Fi signal, I would imagine. So the router right now is about 5 feet away from me. But like I said, I don't want to switch the network now because I don't want the chat to like end and then have, and we're coming to the end of the thing anyway. But for the next time, I will definitely try the hardwire connection because I just got the adapter today. Anne Marie, slow mo, try thinking about letting feelings or thoughts go as you get rid of things. Becomes kind of a kick. Yeah, it does. It feels good to let things go. I think figuratively and literally feels nice. Yeah, detach yourself from the clutter. It's thought to be about 30 grams of protein per sitting we could absorb. Okay, that's helpful, Kimmy. So then maybe I can afford to have a couple cookies with my dinner to round out to that 30. So Kimmy said, but from what I've read, and yeah, slow mo, Nurse Kimmy knows nutrition exactly. So Nurse Kimmy says, but from what I've read recently, that's old school and it's unlimited. But who knows? We were always told 30 after surgery. Some sources say 20 to 30 to 40 to 50, just depends. Okay. Realistic, my bad. Okay, Righteous Monkey. I was wondering, but I've heard it different ways. Like I've seen it different ways. So we could both it could be right both ways. No, I think I'm gonna at least think on it. Cool, Anne Marie. Let us know if you end up making a smart goal to declutter your house. Slow-mo, probably chocolate chip cookies. It changes daily. Yeah, I can relate to the changing daily. Thank God there's different types. Thank God we don't have to choose just one forever. Chocolate chip is a favorite that I get from people often. It's classic. All right, Righteous Monkey, good night. I appreciate your support. It's always nice to see you in here. Whoops, I clicked on something and I can't see your thing. Okay, great stream. Nice to meet you guys. Take care. Righteous Monkey, you have a great night. It was so fun hanging out with you. I'll see you soon. Have a great night. Righteous, night righteous. Look forward to checking out your channel. Same here, slow mo, night Kimmy. So, on that note, I think I'm going to start landing the plane here too and express some gratitude to each and every one of you for coming in here tonight. Um, Kimmy is talking about really quick. I just want to acknowledge her comment. She really wanted to grab a cookie at the store tonight. Then she remembered that she was baking some tomorrow and that she better not. She says, I don't want all my process to do to go down the toilet this month. Yeah, I don't want all my progress. Okay, I don't want all my progress to go down the toilet this month. Yeah, yeah. Kimmy, I know that you will make good decisions for yourself because you're smart, intelligent, and you know how to take care of yourself. So, with that, I want to thank everyone for coming and hanging out tonight. It was a pleasure, as always. I love you all very much. And I'm going to start doing this I need to schedule it in advance. I only scheduled it last night. I don't know if anybody saw that, but I do plan on going live on Mondays from now on for a period of time. I haven't made that one a SMART goal yet. I might just try it and see how it goes without any end date in mind. Um, yeah, I love you all too. That's it for tonight. So I love you all very much. And thanks again for staying in. I will see you all tomorrow, probably on Kimmy's live stream over at Kimmy's Playhouse. And I hope to talk to you soon.